Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Ryan. So we're gonna try something a little bit different. Jimmy and I have been talking about it and we wanna make more YouTube videos. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make videos on maintenance and cleaning and basically like what it takes to run the shop. So I got myself a little tripod, a little clicker so I can control it. But yeah, so I'm gonna just start making videos on what it takes to run the shop and kind of like day-to-day operations, time lapses of cleaning and doing water changes and doing like tips and tricks videos. I guess you could say it's gonna be more of like kind of like a vlog. But yeah, just like a shop vlog of, you know, what we do around here. But yeah, today I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna water change Mr. Limpet, maybe water change my display. I know we wanted to water change some of the plant bays and, you know, scrubbing tanks and stuff like that. And then there'll probably be some like videos in between. But yeah. So we have our boy Mr. Limpet here cruising around. He just turned 23 not too long ago, so we got to update his age on the tank. But yeah, you know, looking in the tank, you can kind of see there's some algae on the glass, some water spots, hard water spots on the outside. Water's looking a little bit yellow from all the wood we have in there, but we're just gonna do a water change, scrub the tank, probably do maybe like a 50% water change, maybe gravel vac a little bit. He stirs up the sand or the gravel so much that when we do gravel vac, not too much actually comes out. But yeah, maybe do some gravel vacuuming, wipe the tank down, and yeah, get the tank looking brand new again. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing coming up right now. So we got a little sidetrack from Mr. Limpet because a customer just brought in a surrender fish with a bunch of other aquarium products. They're moving, they just had to get rid of it. So we got some vinyl tubing, big ass siphon, some test kits. But what they brought in is wild. They brought in a like over 2 foot common Pleco. And this is probably the biggest one that I've seen. So, you know, usually we don't take in fish this big, but it's kind of an emergency. So we also didn't know how big it was gonna be. So yeah, we're gonna get this in a tank. And yeah, this is probably gonna take up probably a third of a 60-gallon. But, you know, hopefully we can find a good home for it pretty quick. But yeah, you know, something you don't see every day. But yeah, we're gonna get this in the tank as soon as possible because it's sticking out of the bucket crazy style. So just gonna bring it over here. I think we're just gonna put it in this tank right here for right now, or probably in this tank just because it's got better airflow. But yeah, so we got that going.
Oh. Wow.
It's a big ass fish.
I mean, I know I've seen videos like this made huge. I've never seen one in person. It's huge. This way just brought that in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has a nice pond for that.
Yeah, that's just gonna be, it's gonna have to be someone with a pond. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, here it is in the tank. As you can see, it's quite impressively large. There's kind of my hand for scale. I would be interested, I mean, it's gotta be at least 2 feet. But yeah, usually with fish that big, especially the way it was sticking out of the bucket like that, you just kind of want to get them in the tank as fast as possible. So that's why I kind of just dumped it in there. But yeah, got a little bit of body damage. I'm not sure if this came from a pond. I think she said it was in a fish tank. But yeah, so if anyone needs a humongous Pleco, we got that going for us. So yeah, come check it out. So we got the tank probably about a third drain, got it scrubbed. We haven't gravel vacked it in a while, so you can kind of see there's a lot of detritus in the water. But yeah, so got it drained, just got to fill it now. And with the water, we'll just dump it out. But yeah, so we got the tank drained. We just use straight tap water. We have a long hose that goes from our sink, and we can go all around the shop with it. Santa Clara doesn't put chlorine in their tap water, so we technically don't have to add any dechlorinator, but usually we'll just add some stress coat just because it has the aloe vera in it, so that'll kind of de-stress the fish, especially if you do a bigger water change. This isn't too big of a water change, so it should be fine, but we just always like to add a little bit just to be safe. So I'll put in around 10 milliliters, and that should be good. But yeah, now we just wait for it to fill up, and then we'll move on to the next thing. But yeah, the longest part about doing water changes is waiting for it to fill. I mean, we can drain the entire shop in probably like an hour and a half if we have two people. One person does one half, the other does the other half. But yeah, the longest part is filling. Like, it'll take us, to fill all the tanks, it'll probably take, maybe 3 to 4 hours just because of our water pressure. But yeah, so that's the worst part is waiting. So we have the tank filled now. All we have to do is just wipe it down to get the hard water spots off of it. And that's a really, easy thing you can do to make your tanks look super see-through, is just getting off the hard calcium spots on the water. We like to use ROTI water, and then sometimes you can add some vinegar. So Jimmy taught me this. His mom used to, when she would wash the windows, she would mix water with vinegar, and that will help get off the hard water spots because vinegar is a little acidic. So I'll just spray some vinegar. And spray some RODI water on it. Then just grab some paper towels and wipe it down. But yeah, now all we have to do is just change his name, or not change his name, change the age. Sweet. And this is the end result. Nothing too crazy, just like a small, 25% water change. Scrub the tank. Got the hard water spots off of it. You can see, don't see any of the water spots. You can see right through the tank. Not as yellow. Did a little bit of gravel vacuuming. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Mr. Limpet's an older fish, so we don't really want to do anything too hardcore to him. He's really happy. So yeah, we're just, doing some, we try to do maybe once a month, give or take. Nothing too crazy, just keep him happy. But yeah, so that's kind of got the Monstera growing out. But yeah, this is a really nice tank, really happy tank. Mr. Limpet's got a lot of personality. But yeah, some super simple, probably like 20 minutes, give or take. But yeah, now we're going to move on to the next thing, which I think is going to be working on my display, the BioCube. It doesn't really need a crazy amount of work, just needs to be scrubbed. I got some blackbeard algae on here, so do some little gravel vacuuming, maybe trim the plants a little bit. But yeah, that's probably what we're gonna tackle next. But yeah. Yeah, so this is my display. Nothing super crazy. It used to be a CO2 setup, but I kind of tore that down when I went to school just because it was a lot to maintain. But this, I really like using this metal scraper to clean it. And then also just like a standard Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, if you need something a little bit more heavy duty, we have these Sarah handheld ones, which are really nice. But yeah, this works really well for getting off green spot algae. But yeah, this is kind of like a before shot, so you can kind of see, got a lot of water spots on it, algae on the tank. So but yeah, we're gonna clean this guy up and make it look brand new again. But yeah, a lot of times when I do tanks, I like to just have them be as simple as possible, especially here, just because there's so many other tanks to take care of. Like sometimes I almost feel bad when I focus a lot on my display at the shop, because I know we have so much other stuff going on that I really should be taking care of our for sale tanks. So I kind of try to set tanks up to kind of be more of like a all-in-one ecosystem. That way I don't really need to baby it that much. I just put a lot of plants in there, have a lot of fish in there to feed the plants, and then I just kind of ride it out like that and just have it be more self-sustaining. But for whatever reason on this tank, I get a gang of blackbeard algae growing on the sand. But yeah, on this tank I don't do a crazy amount of water changes. Same thing with Mr. Limpet, you know, like once a month. And I feel like once you've had a tank for a while, like a display, or you know, like I guess any fish tank is a display, but once it's been running for a while, it kind of hits an equilibrium where it's super stable and you don't really need to do too much to it in terms of taking care of it, you know, just doing water changes and feeding your fish, and that's pretty much like all you have to do. So that's kind of how I like to set my tanks up, just as little maintenance as possible. Whoa. I think that was a root tab. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah, I'm just trying to siphon out all this blackbeard algae, all of the mulm and stuff that's probably harboring it. Yeah, now we just wait for it to drain. Got a lot of Italian valves in here, so they can kind of get out of hand. So what I like to do is just give them a little haircut, try to get as many as I can and kind of just cut them at the top of the water line. That way they don't curtain over as much. This probably isn't the best tank for Italian valves, just because they will get tall. I mean, we've had some people bring them in and they were, you know, 5 feet tall, 4 feet tall, so might not be the most practical setup for them, but I like them just because they grow fast and they're popular. So I'll grow them out here and I'll put them in the for sales tanks. But yeah, just a little bit off the top, and then any of like the ones that are coming up too far, I'll just pull them out and throw them in our for sale tanks. And it's the same thing as Mr. Limpet, just filling them up with tap water. Pretty much all of our tanks here run on tap water except for the Caridina shrimp. Those we use RODI water. Tap water is just the easiest because you don't need to worry about getting water, you know, buying it or setting up an RO unit. And if you wanted to, you could always mix in a few gallons of distilled water, and that will help bring your hardness down. But all of our fish should be used to being in hard water, so we don't really struggle with that too much. But yeah, just get this guy filled up, wipe down, and that'll be pretty much it for this guy. So this is probably maybe 20 minutes later. Gave the tank a little bit to settle, and as you can see, it looks a lot nicer. So got it wiped down off camera. But yeah, I got it scrubbed, water changed. It's looking a lot better. And then this is probably Mr. Limpet's tank about an hour later, maybe 45 minutes. But yeah, looks really nice in the sun. This tank gets sun pretty much all afternoon because it's a west-facing window. But yeah, looking pretty good. I think now we're probably gonna help some customers and scrub some tanks. So I've been walking around the shop and I keep walking by the Glowfish Tank and I keep looking at it, and you know, it really needs to be cleaned. So I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna service it, I'm gonna scrub it, do a nice water change, fill it back up with water, get some dechlorinator in there, wipe the tank down and get it looking brand new. It's been probably maybe 3 weeks since we've done a water change on it. But yeah, I'm gonna get in there and make it look good again. The only problem with this tank is it's right behind our desk, so it's really, really hard to maintenance it. So I gotta climb up on the desk and get in there and really, you know, let it out. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now after I answer the phone. So we're here about maybe 15-20 minutes later. The tank is cleared up a lot. You can see a big difference just with all the algae gone. And then this is kind of what we were going for when we set this up. You get kind of like the triangle effect, like a spotlight, just highlighting the glowfish. The last thing I wanted to do was do a little work to the stand. So I'll turn the light on a little bit. You can see how this is an old vintage Zenith TV. So you can see like around here, it just kind of, there's a lot of dust on there. Doesn't look super like bright and shiny. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw on some gloves as I break them. And I'm gonna put some Old English on the wood. This is kind of, it's an oil. It basically will restore the wood. It'll make it shiny again. You can also use orange oil. I like orange oil because it smells really nice. I like the citrus smell. And all you do is just take a little rag, and this is a cut up white t-shirt, and then all you do is just spray or squirt some of the English oil on there, and then you just massage it into the wood that you're doing. And you can see like almost instantly how it takes off all of the dirt, and it just makes it look a lot more shiny. You probably don't need to use as much oil as I'm doing, but you know, we're gonna roll it. And yeah, you can already see that's looking so much better. Go all the way around. Smells good too. I don't know if I would say it smells like English, but got to really massage it in there and have the wood absorb it. And then you can also go along here. It can be a little bit harder when you're doing like raw 2x4s and 4x4s, especially if it's like a cross grain or an end grain. So you might need to use a little bit more oil, but yeah, that's looking pretty dang good to me. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is grab a paper towel, put on, spray on some RO water, and just clean out the plastic a bit. Might be better to use rubbing alcohol, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And that looks a lot better. You can kind of see, should have gotten a close-up of the before and after, but you can see the raw 4x4s down there, and then you can see the oiled ones right here. I kind of missed a spot, wipe some more on. But yeah, looking like a nice tank again. But yeah, so you can use that on any aquarium stands. So it works really well. Jimmy and I, maybe like once a quarter, we'll go around the whole shop and we'll just massage the oil into all of the wood on the stands. So you can do this at home. You can also use it on furniture too. So, but yeah, it's looking really good now. So that kind of wraps up my day. I started filming probably around 12:30 or 1. It's now close to 7, so we're getting ready to shut down. But yeah, that was kind of like a day in a life of, you know, working at the shop. It's ever changing. You know, today I water change, you know, some displays. I scrub some tanks. You know, there's so much that we have to do. You know, you could do something different every day, and that's what's so cool about working here. So you know, Jimmy and I figured we would just kind of show an insight of what it's like to run a fish store, kind of more of like laid back videos, you know, just, you know, scrubbing tanks. I would like to do time-lapse videos of like helping customers. I want to set the tripod up on top of one of our big fish stands, or even behind the desk. That way we can shoot like a time-lapse video of like a busy Saturday or something like that. But yeah, so I have a bunch of different ideas. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, let me know and I'll stop making videos. But if you guys liked what you saw, or you got some enjoyment out of it, that, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. So I love working here. And I figured it'd be cool to make, you know, videos about like what we do, different projects. You know, Jimmy and I are gonna reseal an old aquarium tomorrow that we think is from the 50s. It's definitely not any older than the 70s. It's an old school metal frame tank. So we're gonna re-silicone that tomorrow. I already scrubbed all the old sealant off of it yesterday. So I think I'll probably shoot a video on that. And I think we're gonna set it up too. So we'll probably do like a little like scaping video. We're gonna use an old school under gravel filter on it, which will be cool. But yeah, you know, this channel is meant to be more laid back. There's still going to be shop updates on Facebook every Wednesday, and then on YouTube we kind of want to do like more laid back videos, just, you know, random stuff. I don't know how long the video is going to be. It's probably going to be like 30 minutes, so I can try to make them shorter, but you know, this is my first go at it, so I'm just kind of testing the waters and see how it turns out. But yeah, we're open every day, 12 to 7. This is the shop. This is the outside with the roses. We're located at 3194 De La Cruz Boulevard, Santa Clara, California. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If there's anything you want to see in particular, let me know. But yeah, I'll be talking to you guys soon, and hopefully there's going to be another video in the next couple of days. Bye.